What's up everyone, Jared here again. This time I'm going to be unboxing the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge, and the experience is pretty decent for a couple of phones that cost over $1,000 depending on where you live. So you got this flap that you flip open. Of course I had to do it slowly for cinematic purposes, but it's a nice change from the sleeve style boxes. And then front and center is your S7 or S7 Edge, but tossing those aside for a moment like a used tube sock, remove the tray and we've got another box with the SIM ejector tool and some useless documentation inside. After throwing that stuff in the garbage, we get to the meat. There's a charging block, micro USB cable, boo! A USB to micro USB adapter for helping transfer data from one phone to another from what I understand, and finally some headphones that came in a little plastic case, which I thought was a nice touch. And whether you have the S7 or S7 Edge, it's the same experience for both. Now getting to the phones, are IP68 water and dust resistant, which for my wife and I is so awesome, and they do look almost identical to their predecessors with glass on the front and back and a metal frame. I mean, I'm not complaining, they look amazing and feel even better in the hand, but I'll be damned if they aren't hands down the most fingerprint prone devices ever made. Okay, so maybe I'm complaining a bit, but whatever. I did notice the home buttons had been made a little more flush with the rest of the display, which is nice, but damn it Samsung, micro USB, like really? What the hell were you thinking? Anyways, moving on from that before I lose my cool, the standard S7 has a 5.1-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED display, which just melted my eyes. Seriously amazing colors, just like last year. And actually, I really like the size. Anything between 5 to 5.3 inches is perfect for me. And although the S7 Edge is 5.5 inches, it's super manageable. And actually, while we're on the S7 Edge, Samsung finally made the Edge software useful with much more features than before, so that was kind of them. So the new TouchWiz, or whatever the hell Samsung's decided to call it this time, I mean, it'll always be TouchWiz to us, am I right? Anyways, it's kind of pretty looking. I really didn't mind it too much last year, but I did end up switching my S6 Edge to Nova Launcher after a few months, so it'll be interesting to see how it works out for me this time. Now, I did notice that the app drawer is a little deceiving, but it's not too bad, and what I mean by that is we only have one page of apps, but you'll quickly notice the multiple folders packed with apps. But luckily, aside from carrier bloatware, there's only a couple of Samsung crapware apps, and the rest are actually either related to the function of the phone or they're things like Microsoft apps, which I know a lot of people use. And as I briefly floated through the settings menus, I found a few new features that were announced at the Samsung Unpacked event, so I'm kind of excited to try those out. But I think what I'm most excited to try out, other than Samsung Pay, is the new redesigned camera. So they dropped the 16 megapixel camera and instead tossed in a 12 megapixel camera with an impressive f1.7 aperture lens and uses 1.4 ultra megapixels in the image sensor, as well as something Samsung's calling dual pixel autofocus, which should all give us much faster autofocusing, as in really fast, as well as much better low light performance. Oh, and I really dig the camera software UI. Now performance on this sucker should be pretty decent, but because I'm located in Canada, my S7 and S7 Edge devices come with Samsung's Exynos 8890 instead of Qualcomm Snapdragon 820. But aside from that, we've got 4 gigs of RAM, 32 and 64 gigs of internal storage, which can be upgraded via, the expandable micro SD card / SIM tray. Now the S7 has had a battery capacity upgrade to 3000 milliamp hours this year, and the S7 Edge is packing a 3600 milliamp hour battery, making both devices just slightly thicker than last year, but I don't think anyone's gonna complain about that. Anyways, I've been seeing reports of up to 5 hours of screen on time, but I'm feeling skeptically optimistic about that one, so you'll have to wait for my full review on that and basically anything and everything I left out in this video. But that's it for this one. I hope you liked this little unboxing and hands-on. If you did, smash that like button, and if you're new to my stuff, don't forget to subscribe for the full reviews and more soon. Anyways, thanks as always for watching, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Cheers.